What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Kobe Walker podcast. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, and it'll help me out a lot. If you're listening on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from, drop a 5-star review. Mississippi State basketball, women and men and women, wrap up their non-conference portion of the schedule. They only lost one game, which is impressive. 23 and 2 combined. Just they're good. They're pretty good. But the men they won last night against Bethune-Cookman. It was they couldn't get out to a big lead. The first half, Bethune-Cookman stayed in the game. They made some of their threes. And we just couldn't pull away and get a big lead early. But second half, it was a tale of two halves. You saw the second half, you saw them making their shots, making some threes, and pulling away a little bit. And I think they won. It was let's see. Hold on a minute. It was so 87 to 73. So they won by about 16, 17 points, somewhere around there. They couldn't just punch them in the throat early. Bethune-Cookman, they let them stay around. But win's a win, and now you're going into the SEC gauntlet. You start off by taking on South Carolina to start the SEC play. That's an opportunity for you to win. Let's don't carry ourselves here, just one game at a time. But SEC is tough. It's going to be a tough SEC year for Mississippi State. But they play some teams that they can beat, and they also play some teams that it's going to be a little bit tough. So it is what it is. If they can win, 8 or 9 games or so, I think you're going to be a March Madness team. Maybe like a 3 or 4 seed, somewhere around those lines. And if that happens, I think you set yourself up for a run in March Madness, But we'll see how it goes. It starts Saturday, 1:00 at the Hump for against South Carolina. I feel like it's gonna be a packed. I feel like you're gonna see a lot of people turn out to come out and watch, and we need a packed house to get this team rallied and ready to go. So, but on the women's side of things, they just demolished South Carolina State 95-47. South Carolina State's not good. You expect them to win this game and win comfortably, and that's what they did. They played well. They played hard. They shot a bunch of threes. DeBrisha Poe she was banged up and out. Hopefully we'll get her back. And hopefully we'll get her back for the SEC, which their SEC begins tomorrow at Kentucky. They have a gauntlet too, but Kentucky's I think a top 20 team, top 16 team. So it's gonna be they're 16. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a gauntlet for them too on the women's side. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And see if they can put up some SEC wins here over the next month or so. So Mississippi State football recruiting and transfer portal, it's coming along. They're getting things figured out. They added a couple this past few days on the defensive line. Now all they need is a couple wide receivers, a couple quarterbacks, and maybe an offensive lineman or two, and you'll be good. And I think you'll have a really good team, But so the wide receivers that are planned to visit the coming up weeks are Cam Vaughn. He's a 6'2", 100-pound wide receiver from Jacksonville State. He plans to visit let's see. Hopefully next week. You got Cam Thompson, wide receiver from Northern Illinois, plans to visit January the 5th and 6th. Squirrel White, wide receiver at Tennessee, plans to visit January the 5th and 6th. Marquise Allen, wide receiver from Eastern Michigan, plans to visit the 6th and 7th. Cam Vaughn, wide receiver from Jacksonville State, plans to visit January the 6th and 7th. And so you have a couple of wide receivers that you're on. But you just gonna have to close the deal there. Then the cornerbacks that Mississippi State is on and that are visiting is Michael Coates Jr. From Nevada. He plans to visit January the 7th, and Stephen Hall, cornerback from Washington State. We don't know the date from his visit yet. They're both from Mississippi. So you need to get one of them at least. You need to get one of them at least. So we'll see how that transpires over the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. If you're new here, tell your friends, family, hit the subscribe button. Hope you're all having an awesome New Year's. And we'll continue to, got basketball, got baseball coming up. We'll continue to talk about everything we can, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.